Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm an Army wife. I've been married to my husband Tim for, it'll be 8 years in July, so long time. And in those 8 years, Tim has been deployed 4 different times. So we've had to say goodbye quite a bit. So I won't get into it too much, but the way Tim and I met is very unique. So he was actually in Iraq on his second deployment whenever we met. We should probably do a whole video on that, but it was very different. But all that to say, we did end up getting married, and just as soon as we got married, he left again 2 weeks later. So you can pretty much say that the first year of our marriage, we were separate. We were not in the same country. We were very far apart. And then fast forward to 2018, we had our first child. When she was 4 months old, he had to leave again. So he also missed out on essentially the first year of her life. Deployments are hard and you're gonna cry, and there's no getting around that. There's nothing that I'm gonna say to you, and there's nothing that anybody else is gonna be able to say to you that's gonna make this feel better. But what I can tell you is that through the years, I've learned how to deal with a lot of the feelings and emotions that I've had, and I just want to share those with you. If you've never been through a deployment before, if you're getting ready to, or if you're currently in one right now, I think there are definitely things that you can do for yourself and for your mind to make it easier and to make the days go quicker. I feel like I finally reached that point where I can sit here today and call myself a seasoned Army wife now that we've been through all these deployments. And so today I'm going to share with you my personal 5 best tips for surviving a deployment. And to make it a little bit easier, I came up with a little fun acronym. If you're a military spouse, you have to be loyal, you have to be strong, you have to be willful, and you have to have endurance. You're a champion. If you make it through this whole deployment and come out on the other side, you're a champ. So let's start with C. Communication is the biggest and most valuable tool that you'll ever have during a deployment. And we are so fortunate now to be able to have all of these lines of communication that, couples didn't have back in the day. We have Facebook Messenger, we have FaceTime. Most of the time, your soldier will be able to get some type of phone overseas and they can communicate with you on that. There are so many different ways that you have to communicate now. Email, text. And communication doesn't just mean whenever you're apart. So that actually needs to start before your partner leaves. You need to talk about what your expectations are. If neither of you have been through this before, utilize your FRG. Go to your unit, talk to the FRG leader, and find the resources that you need to get help, whatever you need to do. There are so many resources that the Army provides. In my situation, I didn't have anybody in my family that was in the military. And then when I started dating Tim, it was a whole new world for me. I did not know anything about anything. His first deployment, I was petrified. I did not know what to expect. I didn't know if he was coming home. It was just a lot to deal with. And so I told him everything. I told him everything I was worried about. I told him how sad I was. But the biggest problem comes in whenever you're feeling a certain way and you're not expressing that to your partner, and then it comes out as resentment. And you guys aren't there to have that conversation to talk about what went wrong. You don't always get to pick and choose when you get to talk either. And so I think it's really, really, really important that you just lay everything out on the table before you're separated and before a major fight breaks out, because at least the other person knows where you're coming from. It's really, really easy to get stressed out over paying bills or, wondering what the other person is doing, and it puts a lot of stress on a relationship, whether you're married or not. It's just a lot to be apart from the person that you're used to spending every day with. If you can't communicate, if you can't find ways to share your feelings with each other, whether it's writing it down on a piece of paper or texting it or whatever you got to do to share your feelings, if you can't do that, it's not going to be easy for you. I really, really encourage you to find a way to communicate how you're feeling and communicate all of your fears and concerns. You need to express that to your partner. H, hire help. This one is very hard for me, and I will be the first to admit that it's not easy to ask for help. It just never has been for me, and I still struggle with that today. But I also recognize that I can't do everything, and especially now with a 2-year-old who, she's going to be 3, but she's a toddler, and she just requires a lot of my attention and a lot of my time. And some days I don't shower, or I don't wash the dishes, or there's a mess in the corner that I didn't get to, and it's just going to have to sit right there until tomorrow. You need to enlist people around you, and if there's something that you can ask somebody to do to make your life easier, just do it. Just do it. If you're fortunate enough to have friends near you and have family near you, you already have more than a lot of us. So talk to them and let them know where you're struggling. What areas of your life do you need assistance in? Do you need somebody to help clean? Do you need somebody to help cook? Do you need somebody to watch the kids so you can go to the store and get some groceries? Maybe they'll go get the groceries for you. I think a lot of times we just want to live up to our partner's strength. They're in the military and they're just strong by nature, and I think we feel a little bit of pressure to live up to that. Sometimes, at least in my mind, I feel like if I'm asking for help, it makes me appear a little bit weaker. And I know that that's not the case, but there's just something in me that just wants to be able to do it all myself. And I don't call it independence or call it stubbornness. It's something between those two. Your life will be so much easier when you just let somebody help you. And they're going to feel good too. When you allow somebody to help you, it makes them feel good. So you're actually doing them a favor too. Another thing I like to do is ask my neighbor to do the things that I don't want to do, and he totally does not mind. Both of them. I have 2 great neighbors. I'm very, very fortunate. And if you can't pay somebody, you can show your appreciation by doing something for them. You can bake something for them. You can make them dinner. You can do favors for them. Let their dog out when they're at work or they're on vacation. There's things that you can do to repay that person for doing something for you. So you're not any weaker for asking for help. You're making your life easier, and you're allowing another person to do something for you that makes them feel great. The next one is going to be to adapt. So you're going to have to find a way to be flexible with your own schedule and your soldiers, because sometimes they don't even know where they're going to be in the next 5 minutes. If you know that the other person is the kind of person that's going to get upset if you don't answer the phone, you're going to need to work on that. And for us, Tim is that person. And we've had to have several conversations about how I can't carry my phone on me all the time. Not every outfit I have has pockets, much to my dismay. So, I have to set the phone down and work with Story. I have to fix her breakfast, or I'm helping her go potty, or I'm taking the trash out. I don't constantly have my phone on me, which sucks because that may be the one time that you get to talk to your soldier that day. And if you flip that script and you're the person that doesn't like calling your spouse or calling your significant other and not getting an answer, that's where the communication comes into play, because you really need to set those boundaries and set those expectations to a reasonable level. Because there are going to be times where they can't answer. It may be 10 o'clock in the morning where you're at, but it may be 3 a.m. where they are, and they were out in the field all day long and they're exhausted and they can't talk to you. Think about those kind of things so that you don't get upset and start creating these crazy scenarios in your brain as to why they may not be answering you. Again, it just goes back to communication. As long as you're understanding with each other, you'll get through it. It's just going to be tough. You're going to have to find your new normal and adapt to new situations, adapt to new routines, and just adapt to a long-distance lifestyle. M is a big one for me personally. It's actually the entire reason that this channel was created. M is focused on making something, and you can take that as small or as grand as you want. You can make dinner. You can say, okay, during this deployment, I want to take the time to learn how to cook. I don't want to go waste all of this money that we're saving and go blow it on, takeout food or ordering DoorDash or whatever it is. You want to take the time to learn to cook something. Make this a goal for yourself. Make goals in general. Make a goal to save money or pay off some debt that you have student loans, for example. That's what we're doing this time. This deployment is going to be solely focused on paying off debt so that whenever Tim comes home, we'll be in a position that's comfortable and financially healthy, and we'll be in a position to grow as a family. I decided I wanted to learn something new. I wanted to use this channel for myself as well as for our family. I love the idea of having these videos so that we can go back and see everything that we've done, all the things we've been through. I want to see how far we've come, like in a year from now, when I can go back to this video and be like, look how sad I was and look how strong I was to get through this whole year. And I also want to use this channel to help other people that haven't been through a deployment like this before. And I wish that I would have at least known to look at YouTube back then and find other people that have been through this that had tips to offer me. Depending on how long the deployment's going to be, it could be anywhere from 6 months to a year, but I would say even at its shortest, at 6 months, that gives anybody enough time to learn something new or to set a goal and make a goal for themselves, whether it's save money or lose weight or learn German. Use that energy, that sadness, and just channel it somewhere else. Set a goal for yourself so that you can look back on this experience and be like, yeah, I did that. My last tip is P, and that's going to stand for plan. Plan something. I want to tell you to make a paper chain the day your soldier leaves and just have something to rip off every single day so that you can see the progress. But at the same time, that can be pretty daunting if you have a year or more deployment. So if I put, 365 rings of paper chains, it would probably stretch across my entire living room. And do I want to come down here every morning and see that and see how much longer I have to go? No, it's just a reminder of how long we have left. I don't want that. My suggestion is to plan a vacation. If you guys want to move, start thinking about where you want to move, or think about what kind of house you want to have and start making the plans. Start setting the appointments with the lenders. Start setting the appointments with the realtors to go house hunting. If you're a decorator at heart and you just want to start maybe renovating your kitchen, start thinking about what you want to do to your kitchen. Do you want to change the cabinets? Do you want to change the floors? Do you want to change the hardware? Do you want to put up new backsplash or get new appliances? Start making plans. Get on Pinterest and start looking at all of your options. Have something that excites you. You know what I mean? For us, we like to vacation. So we are planning, should I tell you? So if you've seen some of our other videos, you know we're Disney people. So we go to Disney quite frequently. If you're not a Disney fanatic like us, then this probably doesn't matter to you, but there's a new Disney ship. We actually just booked a 4-night cruise on the new Disney Wish. It's not until 2022, so we have a long way to go, but it's something to look forward to, and it's something that I can get on YouTube when I have some downtime and just like Google Disney Wish ship tour or whatever the case, and I can see videos of the ship, and I can look at other people's Disney cruise videos and be like, oh, whenever we're on our cruise we can do this. It's something that excites me, but it doesn't have to be something that grand. It can be anything. It can be a staycation, depending on where you live. If there's an Airbnb down the street that you're like, man, I'd really like to stay there for the weekend, plan it. Book something that is exciting to you. Everybody should have a dream. I don't know, for me, I've just always found that if I have something that I am looking forward to, it makes the time go a little quicker. It gives my brain another space to go to whenever I'm starting to feel sad. I can think about how much fun we're going to have on our vacation, or what I want to wear on the vacation, or what I'm going to pack, or what are we going to do when we're on this vacation? What are we going to see? Plan your homecoming. Think about the day that your soldier is going to come home and plan what you're going to wear. Plan how your hair is going to look. Plan how you're going to surprise your kids. Think about the happiest day in your future and focus on that, because that's really, really, truly what's going to pull you through the next however many months your deployment is. So that's going to be my top 5. I hope you guys found that helpful. I hope this time goes quickly for you. I truly feel for you, and I've been there. And just know that there's so many people in your shoes, and there's a lot of people out there that want to help you. You just gotta tell them how, and they'll be willing. Communicate, hire help, adapt, make goals, make something, whatever it is, and plan something. If you can manage to do all that, I think you can manage to make it through a deployment. And just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you will make it. We all do. It sucks in the beginning, but when you get to the end, there's a sense of accomplishment that nobody can explain to you, but you'll feel it. And I want that for all of you. Don't forget the waterproof eyeliner, the waterproof mascara. You're gonna need it. I'm gonna link those down below, because while there's some people that feel like that's not necessary, I can tell you right now, this right here, it's gotten me through some pretty soggy times, if you know what I mean. Thank you all so much for listening, and thanks for your time. We appreciate your support, and we love you so much.